What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the First Time Pictures podcast, where we talk about movies for the first time. My name is Julian Lizama, with my host Anthony Ruth, joined with a special guest today, Benjamin Wadsworth.
What's going on, guys? Good to be here.
We've had Ben on the podcast before. We did Project Hail Mary, so we're going to be doing Supergirl today. But before we get into the Supergirl review, we're going to do a quick what are we watching, and then get into the review, get into our ratings, and then get into what we will be watching next week.
You know, as we're doing this, Anthony's mom is literally actively calling me.
Oh.
Whoa. Dude, we chat, dude. We're friends.
They be chatting.
What are we watching? Anywho, have you been watching any shows, any series you're hooked on?
Yeah, actually, there's something I'd highly recommend. It's something on Apple Plus called Widow's Bay. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I highly recommend. It's supposed to be like a horror comedy, and it's probably one of the best shows I've watched in the last couple of years.
Widow's Bay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm looking it up right now. I don't feel like I know any of these.
It's pretty new. It just came out. I feel like the reason you don't know is I don't think Apple does a lot to promote their projects, but they don't really need to because they're all hits.
Dude, Anthony, they have the guy from Righteous Gemstones. What's his name? Tim Baltz. He's the boyfriend to the girl. I forgot his name in the show.
Jesse? Is it Jesse?
Yeah.
No. I think Jesse's the older
Jesse's
brother.
The girl. Oh wait. Yeah, you're right.
BJ. It's BJ. Come on, BJ.
Yeah.
That guy. Have you ever seen The Righteous Gemstones, Ben, or no?
I have watched the first couple episodes.
Yeah.
Really good though.
We just watched the last season. I think this year, right?
Yeah. Dude, Ben, you gotta finish that show. That show's so hilarious, dude.
All right.
Wait, but what were you saying?
Yeah, I will.
BJ's in?
He's in that show Ben was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Widow's Bay.
Widow's Bay.
The Widow's Bay.
Hey, well, if you guys liked Righteous Gemstones, you should check out the other show they did with Danny McBride called Vice Principals. Vice Principals is with Danny McBride and Walton Goggins. It's really good, very
Anthony
underrated.
was telling me about that one.
Yeah, because I didn't realize Danny McBride had so many good TV shows. I just thought he was like the best extra ever in like Hot Rod or This Is the End and all these comedy movies. And so when I found out he had those shows, I went and downloaded all of them. And yeah, so I got through, I think I finished Eastbound and Down. And then Righteous Gemstones. So the last one for me to watch is Vice Principals.
I think you'll really like it.
Yeah. I love pretty much everything that Walton Goggins is in.
Dude, and they have the same cast, right?
Some of them, I think.
Danny McBride, and then Walton Goggins, and then the girl, Eddie Patterson.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so good.
She is.
She's so if you love her, bro, like she's so funny in the Righteous Gemstones, bro. Like she's easily tied. Like all the siblings are like, you love all the siblings, but like every time she's on there, it's just, she's so funny.
Yeah.
She's so hilarious. Judy. That's her name, Judy.
Judy, got it.
Nice. Anthony, anything you're watching?
No, Ben, have you ever watched those animated Star Wars shows? Because I've just been watching The Bad Batch a lot recently.
No, I haven't seen anything except the only animated Star Wars I've seen is Maul Shadow
Lord.
You are missing out, dude. The animated Star Wars shows are honestly, to me, what makes the Star Wars lore so freaking good.
Thank you. Which ones have you seen? Yeah.
Okay, so I watched Star Wars: The Clone Wars. That was what I first started out with.
Okay.
And then I also watched one with like this kid. I think he was like the main
Rebels
character. I watched I think yes, Rebels.
Yeah.
Rebels was also really good, and I've seen Maul. Maul was really good. And what was that last one you said, Anthony?
The Bad Batch.
The Bad Batch. Yes, dude. All of it. So good.
Yeah,
I
I
love it.
love the show so far. I'm like easily cruising through it. And yeah, I just been watching that nightly, and I'm kind of doing it backwards, but I'm gonna get to Rebels and the Clone Wars. But yeah, I'm just
No,
working
it's
on
just-
that show, and
Just gonna make your way through the animated Star Wars.
yeah, still on that. I also watched the first episode of Spider Noir. Did y'all watch that?
Oh
Ooh.
no, I
No.
feel like
didn't
I
know-
haven't heard anything about it.
Really?
Is it a
Yeah,
series? I thought it was gonna be a movie.
No, they released it on. I'm pretty sure it's an Amazon series. Yeah, and it came out
cool.
already. It's like a short 8 episodes, I think, and I like the first episode a lot.
Nicolas Cage, right?
Yeah, Ben, would you go black and white or colored, given the option?
For Noir,
Yeah,
gotta go black and white.
thank you, thank you. I kind of knew you would, but I just wanted it known.
He had to check you real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, to see if I had the right opinion. Don't worry, I got
Yeah. We're about to end the pod based on that. On
Yeah.
that
Answer
decision.
alone.
You know what? Why don't we
answer
just go do
alone.
a Spider-Man Noir
Yeah,
video?
we'll be right back.
Just do a watch party.
Watch party.
Yeah.
So, Supergirl?
Let's get into some Supergirl.
Okay, I wanted to ask y'all. Let's let our credentials be known. Not credentials, but just like where do you stand going into Supergirl for either of you? Were you a fan, new fan, didn't know anything, you know?
I had always seen Supergirl in the comics every now and then. Probably the most that I knew from her, which I think is also a really good Supergirl IP, is the Superman Batman Apocalypse movie. But that's about it. But it's not that I don't think that anyone was like super craving like the need to see a live action Supergirl on the film screen.
Yeah,
but
she's not
I'm really
a big
happy
character at all.
No, she's not. She's a side character, but I'm really happy that we got to see her. I think it was really cool.
Yeah. What about you, Julian?
I mean, I literally have zero experience with Supergirl except the version from My Adventures with Superman.
Oh, that was your first and only version you
whoa.
watched. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, I never read the comics. I've never really, watched any of those like DC movies or animated series. So I didn't really know much about her, like her backstory. I didn't really know what like the canon backstory of her was. So, going into this movie, I was kind of just like, I literally had no expectations. I mean, I was hyped off of the Superman, but as far as like knowing anything about Supergirl, I was like, I mean, I just don't know anything to really like
My
be
Adventures
super.
did get
Yeah.
the gist of it though. Like 90% of it is accurate, just not her usually being completely evil at all. But even in the one that you said you saw, Ben, in Superman Batman Apocalypse, there's that little side story of her appearance is also, or her presence is also trying to be wielded by a big bad guy. And
Right.
it just in that story is Darkseid. In the My Adventures, it was Cyborg, or not Cyborg, Brainiac. Yeah. So going in, I guess you did still get a core Supergirl story at least once.
Because is she like a main character in like any TV shows, not just like spin-off movies? Like, is she ever like a recurring TV character?
From my experience, she always would show up in animated stuff in the same way that Batman's Robin would show up. Like, she was
Right.
kind of Superman's like sidekick. So when I'd seen her in episodes of the Justice League animated series and the Superman animated series, and when she shows up, it's actually like always welcome, because anytime any Robin shows up, I'm kind of excited because it's cool to see like someone from the Bat family, and that's how I feel with Supergirl. Is like that's part of the super family. Like if I see Krypto,
Right.
if I see Supergirl, if I see Superman, any of those people, I'm like hell yeah. Like I just want to see them in some content.
Sounds like you know some Supergirl then. So does that mean you're
Not
kind of
really.
like?
I
Okay,
like
so I was gonna say, do
I
you
wasn't
were you like a?
aware of that Woman of Tomorrow comic at all. Like I had never read it. I
Mm,
didn't know that was a critically acclaimed thing. I have strictly
right,
seen her in her like TV appearances and some of the animated movies.
dude. Speaking of Woman of Tomorrow, Ben, when you went to go see it, did they hand you a comic book?
No, they didn't.
What, dude?
Oh, they shorted you, bro.
Dude,
That's crazy.
when we went, they were handing out the actual Women of Tomorrow comic, like a remake, obviously, like
That was like
AMC cover.
the first. Oh yeah. A different cover, but just the first issue.
Yeah,
Oh,
just the
that's cool.
first of 10, I think. But they were handing them out, and it was cool to read it afterwards. So anyone who
Yeah.
got that, you got a collectible.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
really cool. I knew about the comic,
Uh-huh.
and I was even thinking about getting it because I've been reading to my daughter at night, and so I was thinking,
Uh-huh.
because it was at this bookstore that I go to, and then whenever I found out that this movie was kind of based off that comic, I was like, okay, cool, it's in good hands.
Yeah. I also Googled it because I'm like, I want that hardcover deluxe edition to be on my
The
shelf.
deluxe
Like,
edition.
yeah, I also would like my first time reading it to be with the best version of the book, but yeah,
You would, bro. You purists.
I do. I actually really want to read that one too.
Nice. Okay, so that
So-
kind of sums what we know about Supergirl. I think we kind of have like a general basis, maybe not
Yeah.
the deepest, but it's like, okay, we know who she is.
Definitely
seen her
not
before.
comic, not super comic lore knowledgeable, but I can do the synopsis. Supergirl follows a traumatized Kara Zor-El, who, after watching or leaving Krypton, spends her days drifting through the galaxy. Her world is upended when the ruthless brigand Krem poisons her superdog Krypto. Forced to act, Kara begrudgingly teams up with Ruthie, an orphan seeking revenge on Krem. Together, they embark on an intergalactic quest to find the antidote and confront the villains, all while Kara seeks her own path as a hero. Boom. Let's get into it.
That's Supergirl. That's Supergirl for
That
you, all
is
right?
Supergirl.
That's what happens. Real quick, let me throw in some credentials for the movie. This movie was directed by Craig Gillespie.
Gillespie.
Gillespie. He did I, Tonya, Cruella. This movie had a budget of $170 million. Didn't do too hot at the box office, unfortunately. Only doing, I say only, but 37 million domestically, 25 million globally. Doing about, 70-ish, 60 mil. Rotten Tomatoes scored 54% on Rotten Tomatoes with a 76% popcorn meter. So a little bit of, discrepancy
Bomb.
between the reviews.
Flop?
And yeah, I mean, it did flop. The reviews are kind
Yeah.
of showing it. And I think that's kind of something we can kind of get right into right away. Like, what were y'all feeling, for what this movie was trying to do in terms of like the plot?
For me, at least, I was also not completely underwhelmed, but like I will acknowledge I don't feel like this was a super strong story, and I just felt like the director, I don't know, I feel like he didn't do like really emphasize or do anything special with Supergirl, even though there could have been something easily done, like just looking at the comic images, it seems like there's a lot he could have pulled inspiration from, but just chose not to, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like, even some parts, like, I'm not even gonna get into Ruthie's part, but like some things I was just like, dude, like, what are we doing here? Like the whole Krypto, like getting shot and like, oh, we have 3 days to save him. I was like, bro, Krypto's not dying, bro. Like they're not gonna do that. That's such a
okay.
That's like right. Like what did y'all think he's like actually gonna maybe die? Like
I didn't, but it's a predicament. It's definitely a
bro,
predicament.
they're not killing off Crypto. They're not
Yeah,
killing
true.
off Crypto. Bro's the moneymaker of.
No, I didn't get the vibe, that's what they were gonna
Uh-huh.
do at the end of the day, especially since they had just introduced
Right.
Krypto for
Yeah.
the first time live action with Superman. But it definitely wasn't the strongest part of the plot. I think, it's like, oh, it just perfectly happens to be that, instead of blasting this dog away with my with my gun, I'm gonna shoot him with a poison dart that takes
Oh,
3
right.
days.
That
conveniently
I
to
hold
kill
the
him.
recipe to here in my front
Yeah.
pocket, displayed to the world.
Right, exactly.
That's exactly like how some people say people write things because it like the movie needs it to happen, not because it like just happens organically in the story. Just like the plot
Sure.
that needs this to happen for there to be a movie.
No, I left the theater not feeling overwhelmed, but not underwhelmed. I enjoyed it. It was a fun movie. It was popcorn. I went with my daughter. We had a good time, and we left the movie feeling good. It wasn't like I wasn't as inspired as I was when I first watched like The Dark Knight or the first Avengers movie or the first Iron Man movie or even the Superman movie. But I think it was good enough. It was good.
Same, because for me, since like I just said, I had all those animated references. So there's little things like that I grown up with that are kind of core memories with my superhero experience. So like you mentioned again, Ben, in that Superman Batman Apocalypse movie, at the very end, Supergirl has this one-on-one with Darkseid, and she's just like wailing on him through a farm field and kind of like spinning him and dragging him and doing all these badass moves. So when I see Millie Alcock have almost a one-to-one sequence, not the same moves, but like dragging someone through a field and just unleashing, her aggression on this guy, I'm like, dude, that itched an itch that I needed with Supergirl. Like seeing that animated stuff come to life, Lobo, all those things, I left happy getting to see that stuff for the first time.
Do you guys feel like that's like fan service stuff? Like, with the whole Lobo thing, I talked to you afterwards, Anthony, of the movie.
Uh-huh.
Like they were hyping up Jason Momoa is gonna be Lobo. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, Jason Momoa has been, trying to be Lobo for years, and there's interviews of him saying I'm gonna be Lobo, and
Yeah.
I was expecting like I don't really know the character of Lobo, so maybe that's where I had the mistake going in because I wasn't like. I thought he was gonna be like the big bad, basically, is what I thought.
Oh, he's never like the biggest villain in the room. Even though
Yes.
he never, unless somebody's paying him to do it, he's never the biggest villain in the room usually.
But then even just having Lobo, like bro has like 5 minutes of screen time. I don't know, maybe a little bit more, but like I was so hyped for Jason Momoa's Lobo because everyone's just hyping it up, and then I kind of just felt afterwards I was like, it feels like they just kind of squeezed him in there. Like it feels like. You say Jason Momoa coming in as Lobo, like, maybe it gets some people to come watch it. But I don't know if you guys felt like, nah, like, he definitely fit, in the movie. Because, I don't know, to me, it felt like he almost maybe didn't fit. Or almost, everyone's been saying this, like, oh, if you remove Lobo, like, it doesn't change the movie that much. But I don't know. I don't know if anyone else really cared that much or just more excited to be like, no, freaking Lobo, like I don't care, like. So that's where I'm like,
I mean, I do think it was fan service, but in like the way that at least me as a comic book fan and a superhero fan growing up, what I really wanted, Anthony and I have been talking about Jason Momoa as Lobo
right.
for like the last 10 years.
really?
So I had a lot of fun. I mean, my knowledge of Lobo isn't very high, but like I've seen him enough to know that like he's like kind of an anti-hero. He's not necessarily like a full-on villain, and he's just like a little chaotic and wild. And then adding on top of that a little bit of Jason Momoa's, or a lot of bit of Jason Momoa's personality, I really enjoyed it. I know a lot of people are making like the joke of, oh, it's Jason Momoa playing Lobo as Jason Momoa. I was fine with that. That's perfectly fine with me. I really enjoyed him in this movie.
Same. Especially the way they introduced him, because he's always kind of like, he's trying to do his own thing, and him doing his own thing will usually like be this third party that just messes up what the main party is trying to do, and he's always like this annoying fly that can't die. Because I don't know if you've seen that, Julian, but he has like almost better than Deadpool type regeneration. So he's been blown to bits, and then from like a single head grown back because he just can't die. And so he's just someone who
regeneration powers.
Yeah, which
Yeah, almost in a way, he's like the Deadpool.
yeah,
Really?
exactly. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's like a chaotic, unkillable, and people find him annoying, and they can't stand him because they can't get rid of him, basically.
How did he kill off his whole race then? Isn't that like part of the plot? Like he killed off his whole people?
That's a good point.
That I don't know. I'm not that big of a Lobo fan.
Right?
Oh, it says here on Google that he unleashed deadly scorpions to wipe out his entire race for a school science
That's how you
project.
do it.
Oh,
That's how you do it.
okay.
Dude, I don't know. Like, I feel like the movie was fine, but I feel like I did have like slight gripes. I feel like I had a good amount of gripes that were just like, is it that deep? I don't know, but I was just like, like something I don't know. I was talking to Anthony about this all the time. Ben, you gotta let me know if you relate. But freaking Ruthie's character in the movie, bro, is like just the most unbearable character to like have to feel sad for. Like, I'm just like the way they introduce her is just kind of like she's standing in this corner and she watches her family die, and then it's like, I'm out for vengeance, and that's all she is. I'm vengeance, ah. And like, bro, she's just like so annoying about it. And it's like, I get it, your family died and all, but like,
no, like, why do you care about your family so much? Like,
Dude, it's not like they were honorable
I
or
know.
anything.
no, but dude, like, I was thinking about it. I was like, imagine Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, right? In the first episode, we see his whole family die, and we actually feel for Tanjiro. I don't know what the difference there is, but you know, from episode 1, Tanjiro, he sees his whole family die. He sees the man who did it. You know, they lead up to that scene of like he's hanging out with his family. They're having a good time. They're chopping wood. They're sleeping. They're laughing. It's like, wow, Tanjiro's this family man. He loves his family. He loves his brothers and sisters. And then, you know, they kill everyone off, and you feel that. But then for this one, it's like, hey, like the first 10 minutes of the movie, you feel sad for this random character that we kind of like never really explain. And it's like, okay, off the rip, I'm already not really feeling anything for Ruthie. On top of, she's like the most annoying character in the whole freaking movie. Just dead weight, basically. You know, like she has no powers. She has, I guess she knows how to fight. I don't know, but it's just like, what are you
that
doing?
is a very vague thing that I feel like they did, because they don't really get to show what she's capable of at all until she's in that jail cell with Lobo. But I think that is maybe where they also kind of trip up, is they don't, they make her seem like a liability by never explaining if she's even capable of killing Krem. Because then it's like, what are you gonna do? How are you possibly gonna do it? And it seems illogical for her to try to do that.
I don't think we really got to spend enough time with her to like be too invested. I think her and Kara represent the audience in two different ways. Of like, no, obviously there's this person out here doing like a lot of like really bad, morally corrupt things. But then you also, you know, as the audience, we understand that this is a superhero film, so that's where we're seeing through the perspective of Kara, and we're like, oh my god, this is an annoying kid. And I do want to say this is not to be disrespectful towards the young actress. I think she did a perfectly fine job. I just think, you know, she was just working with what she was given.
No, it's like, you know, they did a good job when you actually don't like the character. You know what I mean? It's like, if like you hate Skylar's character from Breaking Bad, but you don't hate Skylar. But it's just like she was just like a bitch. You know what I mean? Like you did good.
I think it was kind of a point to be annoying. Like I think that was the point of her character.
Maybe because she's young.
So
naive.
Naive.
Yeah, she's trying to insert herself in places that she should not be. So it's just like it's like annoying, but I think it was kind of supposed to be that way.
Yeah, there were some things that in the beginning I just like. I think my biggest gripe out of everything that, because I've pretty much overlooked everything. Like I'm a guy who enjoyed the George Clooney Batman and Robins. You know, I love superhero content. A lot of people cannot like a superhero movie. I think like super fast, a lot faster than I can. But the only thing that like I can't really get over is Krem as a villain. I don't know about you guys, but I have this personal. It's like a personal preference or a gripe, like it's a pet peeve of mine that whenever a villain, you know, acts like very like jokery or crazy, unless you're the Joker, I don't like seeing that. And I'm just like, really, like I just feel like that's such a one-dimensional villain when you make him like, look at me, like I'll eat worms from a plate. I'm crazy.
Bad. I'm
you know,
very
like,
bad. I'm a bad man.
Yeah, I'm very, very bad. I'm very bad man. I eat worms from a plate.
I eat worms and I stick my tongue out sometimes.
Yeah, I'm sloppy with pies.
I
very
shoot
weird.
dog with arrow.
I shoot dog with arrow.
Yeah, exactly. I should poison the dogs. I feel you. I think that was something that was definitely not the best part.
Yeah.
But I do also want to say the actor who played Krem, Matthias, I think he did a good job as well for what he was given.
Like not even any gripes on performance. Like not even saying like he can't pull it off or he did it bad. I'm just
But yeah,
I
as the
don't
character
like that
in the
direction.
movie, totally, I totally see it.
I don't like when they take villains in that direction because then he's stuck in this middle ground where he's supposed to be intimidating, but at the same time, like he doesn't seem. They never show him being extremely intellectual. It's more like he never gets a one-on-one with Supergirl at full power. Yeah. So they never even gave an opportunity to make that weirdness, in my opinion, threatening to me.
Like
at least.
Show off his crazy or something. It's just kind of like I'm just crazy to be crazy and like, but. And I get they tried showing him to be evil. You know, he killed that girl, her parents. He obviously killed, in the beginning, Ruthie's parents. So, you know, they're kind of trying to show him as being this savage. But, you know, like some discourse I've been hearing online where they've been comparing, like, the comic book to the adaptation. In the comic book, they actually, like, flesh out his character a bit more. And I think I read that they cut out about 30 minutes or 25 minutes of Supergirl. So there's actually like a bunch of things missing, and maybe in some of in those 30 minutes they do develop Ruthie a little bit, they do develop the character a little bit, but you know it seemed like since they had to make some cuts that they missed out on those things. So like you said, that character, like I'm not scared of him, bro. Like bro's just like kind of crazy, you know, and like I'm more scared of Lex Luthor. You know, even though Lex Luthor's not this big, bad, crazy, but he's just like, he plays the mind games. He's smart. He's like, you know, he thinks about things. And it's like, bro, I'm not messing with that dude. Like, he'll freaking, you know, ship me off in a shipping container or something. But this guy is just like, he's going to run at me with a knife or something. Like, he just seems like psycho mob, where I'm like, dude, Supergirl's going to destroy you once she gets a chance, bro. Like, you're like, it reminded me of the super villain, and I know it's not the same thing, but the super villain from Iron Man 2, that like, I don't know where that guy was from or whatever, but he builds like those electric whips or whatever, and he's just kind of crazy, you know, and that's kind of how I felt about this bad guy, where I was like, dude, I'm not really scared of you, and I get like you're doing evil stuff, so like the director's telling us like he's evil, look, he killed these people. But, like, at the same time, I'm just like, okay. But, like, Supergirl's going to destroy you, like, if she gets a chance. Like,
yeah, she will.
It's not even, like, you know, like, Superman versus Lex Luthor is, like, I mean, yeah, he'll destroy Lex Luthor, but, like, Lex Luthor's going to think about it. He's going to set some things up.
Make it a little hard.
So,
what did y'all think about Millie Alcock's performance as Supergirl?
I thought she was cool. I think she's fine. I mean, I've never seen her in anything except freaking Superman. So I mean, I think she was fine. I like the vibe she gives of like she gives you a little, rock and roll, messy, sporadic, like,
Punk rock.
and that's like her character. I feel like they were trying to portray her as being like this, just almost free spirited, gone through some things, sees the world type of character. And I like that. I'm down for that. I'm down for a more realish hero. I mean, I don't know if that's the word to say, but
Yeah.
you look at someone like Superman, who's just straight up hope and a beacon of sunshine, and then you get this character who's like a little more dark, a little more realistic, if you might, and I like that. I didn't mind it. I think she did fine.
Same. I personally loved her performance. Like, I just thought she did very well, and I want to see. That's why I was so disappointed with like how much people were embellishing the hate on this movie.
Yeah.
Because even if like you don't like, if you don't like some of it, or if it has its flaws, it's just nowhere near as bad as people are trying to portray it to be. And I'm like, you guys are embellishing so many of these flaws, but I just want to see more of Millie Alcock and David Cornsweet in a room together talking. I want to see two Kryptonians hanging out. Like, I want to see more. This doesn't make me want to cancel anything.
Completely agree. I was a little worried coming in because I was hearing all this discourse and saying how like this movie was supposedly a universe killer, and I was just like a little worried, but I went in and I really enjoyed it. I think Millie did a fantastic job. I think she's a great actress. I think she showed us something different to Supergirl that we haven't, or she really expanded Supergirl in a way that, like Julian says, feels realistic and modern, but still stays true to the character. I think here's the thing. I think whenever it comes to both the negative and discourse on the internet, I think they oversold both sides of it. Yeah. It wasn't this incredible masterpiece, but it also wasn't this
the
disaster
worst movie
that
ever made of 2026.
Right? Like, it's fine.
It's fine.
I don't even think it was as good as Superman, but it doesn't have to be. I also don't think that it's like this culture war disaster the negative commenters are like trying to say that it was. I went in expecting for there to be some stuff like that, and honestly I didn't see anything like that. I saw a flawed but very enjoyable James Gunn produced DC movie.
Yeah, I agree. Like, this is still a movie I would watch again. If somebody was like, hey, I'm going to see Supergirl, I'd say, cool. Like, can I go with you? I'm so down to see it again. It's not so bad where I'm like revolting against it and this universe. And I'm not dooming it. Like, I'm not a doomer that this one movie is going to end all. Like, come on. It's not the Suicide Squad. It's not Batman versus Superman. They didn't do anything that crazy where it's like, you need some crazy course correction. I'm so scared that DC or anybody above James Gunn, who might have more authority than James Gunn, will do like an overcorrection. Because I'm like, you guys are in line. Don't sound the alarm. Like, you're fine.
And that's how kind of movies come. You can't have a movie like Superman and then the next movie be like better than Superman, and then the next movie be better than that movie that's better than Superman. You can't. It's not like a straight up trajectory. And I saw this post online. I was like, people are screaming James Gunn's over, like they're gonna destroy the universe. And you look at movies that came out after Captain America or Iron Man 1. You have the Hulk or Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3.
The Dark World, Thor: The Dark World.
Those movies that came out after, the first banger Iron Man, everyone's hype after you see Iron Man 1. They're like, oh my gosh. And those movies that came out after were kind of flops, like Iron Man 2, I think the Rotten Tomatoes score was pretty low compared to the first one. So I think around 70%-ish compared to I think like an 80-something for the first one. So it's like you can't always have these blockbusters, biggest movie. And I'm kind of glad because I really did like Superman. And I'm glad Superman is like, the epitome of the DC universe right now. Because he is the core, essentially. Like, if his movie wasn't as great as it was, then I feel like we wouldn't even really be here in talking about Supergirl. But I think because the movie was so great, it really set off the universe with a bang. They're like, you know what? We have our guy now. Let's try to fill in his roster around him, but we still have our guy.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of this movie was. They're introducing a character that's supposed to be here for the long run. She was in Peacemaker, when they did the retcon at the end of season 1, where they show David Cornsweet flying, and on the other side they show Supergirl. So I mean, she's gonna be main canon, and I think it's fine. Like, I think they did what they needed to do.
Yeah,
I agree. I think it's a great way of them taking their time, which I think that's something DC has had a problem with, and expanding the universe outside of the superheroes that we're experiencing on Earth. It's very James Gunn. I think he's mapped it out very well. I think he did a really good job with that with Guardians and Marvel, and I think that's exactly kind of what we're getting here. I'm not saying the two movies are exactly the same. I'm just saying how they're expanding the universe and kind of taking their time feels similar.
Yeah, I actually can't wait to see more, because the way the film ended with her deciding to stay on Earth, like, that makes me really excited for Man of Tomorrow, the next Superman movie. Like, I want to see them together again.
Me too. I'm excited. I feel like what James Gunn is doing is something that we haven't seen with superhero movies in a really long time. And he's giving a lot of creative freedom, it seems to me, to these directors. Like Superman, Supergirl feel like very different movies. Superman and compared to the other, like we have Clayface coming out. Like, they feel so different,
like a wide range,
and I like that because. Yeah, it's not all exactly the same. It's not all like quirky and silly like how Marvel can be sometimes. They're so dark and deep and mysterious, like how the how DC was before. And it's just cool that the universe is very different and diverse with all these different heroes and where they're at and what they're experiencing.
I wonder though how that's gonna come together, because I did hear how you were saying, like, he's giving these directors creative freedom. He's not like, hey, do it in this style, be like me. He's kind of like, build your own world. I just wonder how they're going to fit when they come together. Like, I'm really waiting for that Justice League moment where they do a crossover of, like, all these different worlds. And I just want to see how they'll, like, which world they'll lean into, because they kind of have to lean into one if they do a crossover. At least that's what I'm thinking.
Sure.
So it's interesting.
I think the easy answer is Superman's world, because obviously it was such a big hit. And, Superman is kind of like the guy. Like, even among the big three, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, I think Superman is the guy that we're kind of looking to.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm with you. I want to see more of the heavy hitters. I want to see, we're getting Lantern soon. I want to, maybe somewhere down the line, I would like a good Flash movie. I would love a good Wonder Woman movie. I think it would be even really cool. Imagine if we got like a limited series on HBO for Martian the Manhunter.
I would love to see him. He's like one of the coolest DC characters that they just don't give enough attention to.
I totally agree. Let's see the heavy hitters. Come on now.
Come on, James Gunn. We know you're listening. Drop the Flash movie. We're waiting.
Yeah.
We're watching it.
Oh, he'll do it. I think he's got it all planned out perfectly, and people just gotta have hope.
Yeah. Plus, also, one reason that it needs to be acknowledged that one reason this film has a lot of hate is because they were hating on it before the movie started. I don't know about y'all, but I saw so many video essays from people with huge negative reactions to the trailers or the look or the idea of Supergirl and stuff that was like, not obviously from people who didn't even know anything about the character. So all those people who felt that way before the movie, they were ready to make their 20-minute rant video on why Hollywood is failing the second this movie came out. Like, they were so destined to have a negative idea of this regardless.
I completely agree. I think this is actually a sign that Hollywood is going in the right direction, and I don't know. I think people are really blowing the hate way out of proportion.
For real, because at the end of the day, I really think that there was no version of this movie for some people, not everyone, because everyone does, there's like some legitimate gripes, but for some people there was no version of this movie that they would have liked in the first place. So don't just James Gunn, I know you're listening. Don't overcorrect.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Just keep on, keep doing what you're doing. Just keep on keeping on,
dude. Like,
when has he failed us? Name me a time.
Never.
It's us who does the failing on him. Actually, we kicked him out of Marvel. He ran to go do Suicide Squad, and then they started appreciating him. So we can't do him dirty again. We can't kick him out again. We gotta let him cook because he was cooking with Guardians of the Galaxy.
Let him cook.
He's cooking up. Cooking up something. Can I just I'm just gonna yell out my gripes real quick. Because I wrote down like a gripes list. Because there were so many times during the movie I was like, how convenient, bro. Like, and that's my...
Oh, that's your number one gripe with every movie. You hate
that is my number one... That's my number one gripe, bro. Like, you couldn't do it in, like, maybe a little bit more interesting. Like, I don't know. It's just like...
Wait, are you specifically talking about whenever she floated out into space and then the sun came up?
I mean, that's one of them. Like, she's just 5 minutes away, luckily.
Okay.
From
I can
from the
kind
sun,
of
bro. When she's like been drunk and she's getting raided by these space pirates, it's like, oh, we're just so
that's
lucky.
not just a badass moment to you where you're like, oh, that's so satisfying.
Okay,
that like
it is badass.
A power up moment. That's a Super Saiyan moment.
It's a Deus Ex Machina, dude. We can't have any of those. Literally, in Superman, they had a guy who could make a sun that was just in the same cell as him.
Yeah, but that guy can do elements. That's like his thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's convenient.
Yeah, and the spaceship that she was in could fly in space.
That's very convenient.
Not convenient because they had to use him to make the kryptonite, and then Superman used talk no jutsu, converted him to the good side, and then he also has these other powers. So it's like he used the weapon against
Supergirl had to go through so many more steps, like she was powerless on the planet without a ship, so she had to take like public transit all the way up, and still while the ship's being robbed, she's like, oh, okay, well I still got to get out and closer to the sun, and she manages to find a spacesuit. Like, there were so many things that she tried to do before it was like, oh, all of a sudden it's convenient now.
But bro, it's like your car getting a flat tire and you perfectly got a flat tire in front of the tire shop. That's like kind of what happened.
That's possible.
No,
that's possible.
Okay, it is possible. Well, it is
dude, it's Superman. It's like getting a flat tire, and then all of a sudden you get a brand new car.
Yeah.
No, it's like, how convenient. I'm 5 seconds from the sun, and I get sucked out.
So you would have preferred if she just died and the film ended 30 minutes in. Is that what you would have rather have happened?
I don't
That's
know.
Like saying, oh, Kill Bill is so convenient that the bullet didn't kill her. In reality, she would have died back when at the shootout.
I hate your take sometimes because you'll have these opinions and you'll be like, dude, you can justify it this way, and then here I am trying to justify something this way in a different movie, and you're like, no, you can't justify it this way because of this, and I'm like, bro, like, what are you talking about? And it's like, dude, okay, whatever.
Are you calling me a contrarian?
Obviously, dude, biggest contrarian I know, dude.
Well, hey, I at least appreciate this discourse on like maybe the poorer sides of the film rather than it being like, this is a culture war nightmare.
Oh my
it's
God,
a woke piece of garbage that needs to burn.
Woke. It's woke. What do you mean, bro?
Like,
it's
guys,
a woman.
God forbid if it's about a woman and she kicks ass with or without powers, it's woke all of a sudden.
God forbid there's female Kryptonians.
Right? Like, bro, we watch Wonder Woman. No one's saying it's woke, bro, because we have freaking Gal Gadot, bro, the GOAT. Like, everyone's fine with that. But once you get Millie here, they're just dogging on our girl, bro.
I think it's so funny when Fox News runs a segment on one of these superhero movies, because their segment on Superman was Superman is pro-immigration. Is this woke? Like, are you fucking serious?
I can't with any of that.
And they're running stories on Supergirl. I'm just like, bro, you guys are so fucking desperate.
Yeah, whatever fits the narrative, man. Like, both sides had things to say about it. They're like, actually, it fits our narrative. Actually, it fits our narrative. I'm like, I don't care. I doubt that's what James Gunn was trying to do at all. Bro, literally, he had his brother in the Superman movie being like, fuck the liberals and the conservatives. I'm like, yeah, dude, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Right? Completely agree. Enough of that discourse.
Okay, let me add to the...
Okay, next gripe.
Let me add to my gripe pile, bro.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Does everyone just know that Kara's a freaking Kryptonian? Like, how is everyone getting that information, right? Like, the first part. The guy knew...
Isn't it like she's bar hopping? Like, everyone knows? You know, she's a regular?
She's been around.
Isn't that what it is?
How does Krim know that she's Kryptonian?
He's that guy.
That's what I'm saying. It's so convenient that he knows, and he shoots her with a kryptonite arrow. He's like, oh, I've been waiting to use this one. It's like, for who, bro? Like, where did you get this from?
Well, aren't they kind of infamous across, you know, like they do? She's been around space. I'm sure Kryptonians will end up being infamous.
No.
Just like she knows who Lobo, like they know who Lobo is.
Think about this.
Think about it.
Yes, I agree, Lobo. But there's aliens everywhere. So you're telling me that this one guy knows about this one race of aliens that's, you know, the world got destroyed.
They're the race of aliens. That's like knowing about Viltrumites.
But their race got destroyed like 20 years ago. They don't think anyone's alive. They
but look at that. Look at in the last 30 years, Superman went to Earth and became literally the strongest man in the galaxy.
Okay, I'd do that. Argue, but this Krim guy doesn't know that though. No way he knows.
How do you know
Earth.
that? He literally became the strongest guy in the galaxy. Why shouldn't he know that?
So the message gets across. They have like a WhatsApp group, like, "Yo, there's Superman over here." Like,
I'd argue the fact that her planet being destroyed and everything is actually a reason why she'd be more famous, because being the only
last
race
two
member,
living survivors.
the last two.
But who's
gonna
know that?
Pretty famous or infamous? Everyone knows that.
Dude, no, like they don't have like a World Wide Web or something. It's like.
This isn't a primitive space. This is a pretty advanced space.
We don't want to get too realistic, because it's like, well, then it's impossible for anybody to know about anything, or it's just gonna be boring.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it, but I'm just like, bro, that's so convenient. Like, how do they know to take her to the freaking green planet, this random Squidward-looking alien at a bar? Like, he just knows to take her to a green kryptonite sun. Oh. Conveniently,
well, nobody took her there. Oh wait,
they did.
Yeah,
no, because that's where Krem's base was. So he just took her to Krem's base. He didn't set a trap for her.
She actually sent the Squidward. She like threatened the Squidward guy, and then he took her.
He took her, and it just so happened to have two suns. One green, one yellow, and it's just like
okay.
You know I don't hate the
opposite.
Don't hate the gripe, right?
I don't hate it,
bro.
I hate the gripe.
Oh my gosh.
I disagree with it, but I'm not super mad about it. I do have a gripe myself.
Okay.
Okay, what?
Okay, so, you know, we're sold throughout this movie that, you know, she has such deep care and understanding of her dog, and she wants to be around her dog. But yet, you know, like, that's not really the actions that we see from her character from the end of Superman. You know, like, she left him for who knows how long. And then, you know, like, she's going out getting drunk, too, you know, hungover to get up and take him for a walk so he can go piss.
You know what? I actually 100% agree, because that's what I was gonna offer a solution for why these stakes didn't feel so like they didn't feel like big stakes, because you don't get to see that moment of like the reason Monsters Inc., where you're like fearing for their relationship, is because you spend a lot of time with them together, the kid and Sully. And I just felt like they needed, you know, some little arc more than just like some flashbacks where they're hanging out. They needed to really show like that this is also her only other companion.
Right.
But they didn't explore that enough to make
they showed it a little bit in like her flashbacks,
a little bit,
which I appreciated.
Exactly, but they're just there together. It's not like, I don't know.
And they should have maybe set it up beforehand, because again, it's like, oh, my dog died. My dog got shot. Let me show you why I care about my dog and why I'm saving him. When it should have been, look at me caring and loving for my dog when he dies.
So the audience can feel the absence of it.
Right? And that's kind of what I think the problem was in the movie. They had a lot of this, like, why should I care for this? Like, why am I invested in Ruth? Why am I invested in Krypto? Why am I invested in Kara? Like, there's all these, like, whys. Why am I invested in this villain? Like, what is his motive? They kind of never set them up in a way that really drew us in, because even towards the end of the movie, bro, like, a big gripe with me was, like, the whole movie, Ruthie's like, I'm gonna kill him, I'm gonna kill him, and then obviously Supergirl's like, nah, don't kill him, like,
don't do it,
you know, peace, love. And then, you know, Ruthie the whole movie's like, no, I'm gonna do it, she never really even shows, like, maybe she doesn't want to do it, you know? It's like always
Ruthie?
Yeah, she's always like, I am gonna do it. And then towards the end, she's just like, okay, fine, I'm not going to do it. And it's like, bro, like, I feel like if they would have maybe done another scene where she had a good chance and she's like kind of maybe even reluctant, or I don't know, maybe has the thinking of what.
So you never felt the struggle or the internal struggle with Ruthie, is what you're saying?
Yeah, because towards the end, I'm like, oh, just like that, you're done? Okay, cool,
Yeah,
I guess.
that's
Like,
fair.
I
think
cool
it was
with
more
that.
of a. I think it was a disservice towards Ruthie's character to kind of show the progression of Kara's, because you know, like we see her as this nonchalant, you know, I don't give a fuck kind of, you know, party girl, and then towards the end, you know, we kind of see her get a little bit closer to her cousin and how he acts, and it's like, listen, like, you're young, you haven't made these decisions or mistakes. And you know, you probably shouldn't do it because it's not gonna fix what happened to you. It's not gonna make you feel better.
Yeah.
But then she goes ahead and kills him anyways, and like, that's for my dog. Like, bro
I
was
love that.
preaching.
She's
I mean,
broken already. She's like,
I didn't mind
I
that.
have to save myself.
She's done it before.
No, I actually really like that she killed too, but at the same time, it's like, bro, how are you preaching? Don't kill for vengeance, and you kill for vengeance. It's like, okay, like, maybe, you know, as a parent, you know, say as I do, not, or what, do as I say, not as I do type of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
That's kind of what that felt like a case of, but
it feels like
same
that,
time.
like, that's how they're showing the differences between her and Superman, is like towards the end of the movie, she realizes that it's not good for this little girl to experience that, but she is willing to get her hands dirty, unlike Superman.
Yeah. Just like how Batman, that one scene where they said, like, oh, you want to take another kid under his wing so that he's probably going to end up like you. And then Batman says, actually, it's so that he doesn't. And like, he's like, I can be me, but I don't need Robin and them to be me. And Supergirl didn't need Ruthie to end up like her.
Right.
I guess that's true. It's like, you know, you're preserving that Ruthie character, you know, like, you're kind
her
of
innocence.
Yeah, you're saving that at the same time though. You're getting business done. You know, you're handling business, you're taking out the trash, and sometimes you gotta get your hands dirty. So again, I don't mind that view, but I'm just like, bro, why did the whole movie? And I guess if that's the point that we're trying to make, like, she say it, you know, do as I say, not as I do. If we were going with that, then I'm kind of chill. I'm kind of chill about it. I don't mind it that much, but still, I just felt at the end, I was like, what? Like, Ruthie just gave up and then you kill her? I was like, okay. Like, I wasn't thinking Ruthie was going to kill the Krim guy. Like, I kind of knew she wasn't, because it's going to be like, now what? You know, with that character.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew she wasn't going to kill him, but I thought maybe, you know, it was going to be you know how that Hawk girl, like, kills that president, just kind of drops him or something. Like,
Right.
I thought it was gonna be a scene like that. Maybe he just dies, like, in a weird way. But I think her killing him at the end was like, I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
Yeah, the reason why I liked it is because at the same time it was both character progression, but also showing how she's different from Superman. I do have one last gripe, and it's very nitpicky. It's just because, like, I enjoyed the movie, so I'm trying to, you know, do my best to be critical as well. I do feel like, and maybe this is just a me thing, I do feel like the movie had too much music. What do you guys think?
Really? Too much music. Take some time, little bit. You want to fill in that?
No, I liked some of the choices. I just think, you know, maybe it's sometimes it felt a little too music video-y, maybe a little too Guardians of the Galaxy. And why I feel like it really works with Guardians of the Galaxy is because, you know, we established that Peter Quill was abducted when he was a young boy from the 80s, and all he had were these cassette tapes of his music. Like the movie and his character were kind of centered around 80s music and pop culture, and it's not the same with her, especially because, you know, not only did she not grow up on Earth, but she grew up and was a teenager on Krypton.
Krypton, right? So what's the Krypton music that she would be listening to? Or
no, man, I think it's even cool that she found something from Earth that she liked, but it just felt like a little too much for me. It was a little distracting, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Definitely a little Guardians of the Galaxy-esque. I mean, they kind of did establish that when she first got her powers, she started listening to music to drown out all the noise. So they kind of tried doing that little callback. But at the same time, it's like, okay, you said you don't like Earth, right? Like you said, it's not my home, and here you are, like reminiscing, listening to, you know, Earth music, like you love it, and you know you're kind of uncertain if Earth is your home or isn't your home. Kind of sort of battling that problem the whole time, and at the end just being like, you know what, like I guess Earth is my home, like I'm not up for everything I just did right now. And I don't know, it kind of did give like a mix, like what is she, what does she like then, kind of, because it kind of was portraying it one way, but then these little bits and pieces, again, not the biggest gripe there, but it's like,
sure,
okay, why do you like that though if that's not your home?
But you know what? At the same time, that kind of is like the point is like, you know, she was rejecting Earth and Earth's culture, but she really had nowhere else to go. And, you know, her only living family member is on Earth. So it's like rejecting and accepting it at the same time, which I think really made her character interesting, especially with the backstory of like what she experienced on Krypton.
Dude, yeah, which I really liked how they did that scene. I think that was probably I have two favorite scenes. One's going to be definitely way cooler, but my second favorite scene was, you know, at first they show how Supergirl meets Krypto, and it's kind of like, oh, you just see him running, and you're like, oh, she just found him one day. And then they redo that scene later in the movie where they're kind of digging a little deeper into her backstory, and then you learn, oh wow, that scene we saw earlier where she found Krypto, they're re-showing it, and it's actually it's her mom's funeral. Yeah. So it's like at the same time she lost her mom, you know, she found Krypto, and it's like, see, you know, stuff like that made me feel like, oh wow, her and Krypto are freaking tight. Like she found him at her lowest, and I just thought that was a beautiful scene that they brought it back, because they show it earlier and you're just kind of like, oh, okay, that's cute. She just finds him, just a random dog. But then it's like, no, she finds him during the funeral, and I don't know. I thought that was very a beautiful thing to do and kind of show how much Krypto really does mean to her, because until then it didn't really feel like it was this big, like, that's my guy, you know what I mean? It was more like, like, yeah, we're cool, that's my bud.
Hey, but to mention the flashbacks, David Krumholtz as Zor-El.
Yes.
Very much enjoyed that. I liked it a lot. I like David.
Yeah, that whole backstory was so good. And I loved seeing a regular Krypton, because Krypton, not super regular, but Krypton has always kind of had an extreme element to it, where people make it, Zack Snyder's either making it like the most Avatar crazy alien, like extreme gritty universe where there's like metallic futuristic tech, or it's gone so far futuristic like 2001 Space Odyssey, where it's like a religious culture, silver religious culture looking thing. But I like that, and that's what I thought it was. Every time I see that shot of her walking in the group of people, it never crossed my mind that was a funeral. I always thought like, oh, they're doing some weird Krypton culture tradition where they walk in a group together. So when they show that it was actually a funeral and they're dressed up for a funeral, I'm like, oh, this seems like a world that people actually exist in, and it's not just some preview where they try to do something outlandish for the sake of like, yeah, we can be outlandish because we're blowing this shit up in the next 5 minutes. You know, we don't have to worry about how things actually work. But they made it look like a real civilization. And with the fact that instead of having her leave when the planet explodes, I felt like it was so much more heartbreaking and way more tragic to have her leave knowing her parents are still alive but probably gonna die. Like leaving when everyone's still there, I just thought was way more tragic than watching her whole planet explode like that and be
Yeah,
gone in an instant.
I agree. I also like how they showed how the kryptonite affected the Kryptonians. Because, on Krypton, they don't have superpowers. So it just
Yeah,
affected them like, it was radiation poisoning. Which
radiation.
I really like because it's kind of a throwback to in some of the comics where, the reason why Lex Luthor lost his hair was because of how much close
He was
contact
to
he had with
kryptonite.
kryptonite. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so funny. Speaking of like badass, I feel like we kind of brushed over real quick just how kind of badass Supergirl was in this movie because
Dude.
I think the fight scenes were pretty dope, and I was talking to Anthony about this. I think my favorite thing in the whole movie was how powerful her laser beams were.
Yes.
In those like last fighting scenes, like when she's underwater and she's with all these people, all you see is that they show the top of the water. You just see like a geyser shoot out of the water, just like a massive beam. It's just like, and you just
Yeah.
feel how powerful her laser beams are.
Or even that first reveal where like they shoot that cannon at her,
Yeah,
and then
in
it turns
space.
and she's like holding it right there.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, her fight scenes were so badass.
Dude, and then I love that last part where she's like, I don't know if something crashed or she's in a building, and she just laser beams a massive tunnel through the
Yeah, a
whole
purple-
building. It's
A
just
Gojo
like,
purple.
yeah, really Gojo purple, massive. I was like, bro, that's like some Cyclops, like, just destruction. So cool, so badass, and yeah, I really like that last fight scene. I know people are hating on it just takes some time, little bit. And, I know people think that song doesn't really fit there. I mean, I don't really care. I think it's fine. But the whole last sequence, I just love. I was like, I love seeing the freaking
Or go all
strongest
out.
just go all out. Just, I know she probably could have gone even more all out, but it's just like
Sure.
seeing them go crazy is like the most satisfying thing. It's like finally, you're not nerfed by the kryptonite. You're not nerfed by the poison you drink. You're not nerfed by the red sun. You're not nerfed by everything that she was
Yeah.
nerfed in this movie. It's like finally,
Or
to
even
see it.
emotionally, because I feel like the reason it also felt so badass is because when she accepted her kind of Supergirl role and put on the suit,
The suit.
it felt complete. So like she felt like committed at that point.
Dude, that suit was clean. I'm not gonna lie.
It was.
I like it. I like that design that they're going for. It's really similar to the Superman one. Very clean. The cape, the blue, the skirt, the boots, everything just so clean.
Real quick, Ben, have you seen Superman Returns?
I have, yeah. That was the Superman I grew up with.
Okay, thank you. Then you'll understand what I mean when I say my favorite top two Superman tropes is him Superman character flying up to the sun, absorbing those rays
Yes.
just to come down and whoop some ass. And it's just as satisfying when Supergirl does it. I
Dude,
love that scene.
Yes, 100%. I love that. It's even kind of like that old like gaming trailer that they try to do for a DC game where like Superman.
Dude,
was
that's
bad.
what I was thinking of. Yeah, DC Universe Online.
Yeah, exactly. And it just flashes Superman with like
Next
the
to the
stubble
sun.
next to the sun, glowing red eyes. Yeah, it's always badass.
Yeah, and they had that scene in Superman Returns too, and they did like a holy Superman theme, the as he's like flying up and like absorbing the sun.
right.
Henry Cavill had it,
Yep,
so the trope lives on.
it does. I like it.
Before we get into our ratings, I just want to know your guys' opinions. Ben, you can give it to me first.
Sure.
We got Superman. We got Supergirl. We have, I think, Green Lanterns and Clayface. Those are the next, I think, two things coming out, DC related. After Supergirl coming out, how are you feeling for what the next step of DC is, especially after seeing Supergirl?
Well, obviously I'm biased, but I am very excited. I'm excited to see what happens next. I think they've set up the world, the universe for some really cool, fun stuff. And the only thing I really, really, really want to see, or it can even just be a mention of, is Batman. Just give me some Batman.
Oh yeah, bro.
Batman.
Rumors are heating up. I feel like they're gonna reveal who's playing him.
Dude, that's gonna be
within the
so
next month.
crazy, bro. Like I don't know. I don't know how to
can't
feel
wait.
about that. Like fingers crossed.
It is gonna
It's
be
Robert Pattinson. What do we think? Controversial?
Oh right.
Like
I really like Robert Pattinson's Batman. I like that it's standalone from James Gunn's universe.
so you don't want
you
it?
don't vote for that. Yeah, you don't vote for that.
Yeah, correct, yes.
If that means I don't get a Nightwing, then yeah, I vote against it because I want my Nightwing.
Yeah, I don't think you would
True.
because I think from what I had seen on a James Gunn video is this is an established Batman with an established Bat family. So he's been in the game for a while.
Oh, for this universe.
Right.
It makes sense because Superman is supposed to be like what 33, 34 in this movie. He's a bit
Yeah.
older.
Right.
Bit
But like
established.
also think about this. I saw James Gunn reply to a tweet that was saying they were looking for a middle-aged Batman, and he said bullshit. So that means either they're going like maybe older 20s, like they want to do a really young Batman
Oh, interesting.
who's just been in it, or they're doing a older Batman, like 40s, 50s, just like Ben Affleck. How do y'all feel about that?
I would personally like an early 40s Batman. I think it's a good contrast from Robert Pattinson's Batman, who I also really like as like a, just being Batman for 2 years.
Right? Like to set him apart from him.
Yeah. Something we haven't really seen, because like we got a little bit of it with Ben Affleck's Batman, but nothing like fleshed out.
Yeah, he skipped to the end where they're all dead and you don't know where everyone is, and
Exactly.
and he sucks at that point. Like, I want him right at the edge of like a retirement or being too old, but at the same time he's still still active.
Nice. What, bro? Real quick, did y'all catch the Seth Rogen cameo?
Oh yeah,
Dude, he was
so
like
funny.
actually so funny. Can you move? Yeah, if I had some balls and a motor. Like I forgot what he said, but I just know the whole theater is dying. Oh wait, real quick, Ben.
Yes, sir.
Did you clap at the end of the movie?
No, I don't do that. I think
You
it's
don't
a disgrace. I think it's a disgrace to clap at the end of the movies. I think it's self-serving, egotistical bullshit.
Who hurt you, Ben? What?
Who are you clapping for? Who are you clapping
for the
for?
movie, bro? Do you not clap
can
at
the-
the end of a play,
can
bro?
the
You
movie-
clap.
Well, here's the difference.
There's real people.
None of the
There's real
actors
people.
are there. None of the directors are there. The movie doesn't have ears or feelings. When you clap at the end of a play, the
but it's for
actors
the
are all
audience.
there.
It's for the audience. We're like, yeah, we all experienced that. Yeah, we're all
Exactly.
clapping
It's
together.
self-serving. It's all for yourself.
Yeah, that's
it's not for
self-serving.
anybody
It's
else.
so self-serving.
But I'm doing
like,
it so my neighbors feel good. So they
big
feel
pat
good.
on the back. Oh,
Hey,
you're doing it for the vibes.
Yeah,
No,
it's
because even
it's
giving a
cultivating
gift
a
to someone
culture.
can be self-serving, like because it makes you feel good that you're doing
Okay,
something
well,
nice for
everything's
someone.
self-serving then. Donating to charity, self-serving, helping the poor. So, fine, I'm self-serving.
I agree.
I'm
not
clapping
saying
for my
self-serving is
own.
always bad. Self-serving isn't always bad.
You're
But,
right, you're right.
I just want people to be a little more honest whenever it comes to why they're doing it. It's not completely, it's just because it's for everyone else because I love them. No, it's because it makes you feel good, and that's fine. But just be honest about it.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, I'm
you know
split.
what? You know what? You changed my mind. Julian
Bro.
was getting me to be a clapper.
Dude.
I'm going back. I'm never clapping
Yes,
for another
dude.
movie.
Yeah.
You
Yes,
just
go
want to be
back, dude.
contrarian
Fuck
to
that.
me, bro. That's all you want to be. You just want to be. You clapped at the end of Supergirl, and don't you lie, you were clapping with me. We clapped together. We had a moment. and
Exactly.
you're
You pure
dogging
pressured
on
me.
it.
You pure pressured me into clapping. I'm not
Oh
a
my-
clapper.
Hey, it's
We were-
okay. It's okay. There's nothing worse than clapping and whistling and snapping your fingers whenever Nicole Kidman pops up on the AMC
Yes.
stuff. That I can't with
Okay.
that, dude.
Okay, we didn't do that. We
We
wave.
didn't do that.
We wave around the theater when they go, and thank you for AMC A-listers. I
That's
raise my
funny. I
hand.
like that.
I
I
wave
like
to the
that.
room.
No, I think that's cool. I like that.
But just real quick before we get to reviews, I know I said that like a few minutes ago, but I think watching the Supergirl movie was just such a fun experience. I went with my girlfriend Kaylin. Anthony went with his wife Val. We all went together, and we were all wearing matching Superman shirts.
Yeah.
And we were walking
Great
around,
event.
and it was so funny because I see this guy. He's sitting in the row in front of us because we're coming back from the restroom. So I'm walking. I'm like, oh, that random dude's right in front of us. What the heck? So I literally tap him on his shoulder. I'm like, dude, I like your shirt. And he looks at mine. He's like, oh. And he looks at all of our shirts. He's like, what the? Like, just like, all of you guys have this shirt?
Yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
just a fun.
Oh, you don't remember what he
time.
said?
I forgot what he said. What did he say?
Oh, he looked at all of us. He's like, "What movie are y'all seeing?"
Oh, no, that was the second guy. That was the second guy.
Joke. Oh, you're talking about a different dude?
Yeah. That guy.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. There were two guys we saw that were wearing the exact same shirts as us that day, which was pretty funny. But yeah, the second guy did go, "What movie are y'all watching?"
Great dad joke. Love
Such
it.
a dad joke. Ratings. Ben, you have a meter for us? You're our special guest here.
Ooh, yeah.
Dude, we're gonna go 1 out of 10 laser eye beams, dude.
Laser eye beams.
Laser vision beams. How many are we going?
Mega beams. How many mega beams are you doing?
Yeah.
How many mega Supergirl laser beams are we blasting for this movie? I'll start us off here.
Let's go.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to give this movie 7.8 blast, laser beam blast. I think it was fine. I think it's good. I think if you like superhero stuff, you'll like it. Obviously, I had like very little gripes with it, which is like not the worst thing. But when everyone's been asking me this week, what did you think of Supergirl? I'm just like, it's all right. I think it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's a fun movie. So, really excited to see what's next. So, how about you, Anthony? How many laser beams?
Ooh,
1 out of 10.
eight
Nice.
mega beams out of 10. Again, I don't want to, like, I am biased, so I'm not going to pretend that this movie doesn't have flaws, but I'm also not going to pretend that I hate it. I enjoyed it. Had all the moments and tropes that I love in the Superman universe as a kid, so I walked out happy.
Nice.
I would give Supergirl a 7.1 out of 10, and for me that's a good score. Not every movie has to reinvent the genre to be watching it. I had fun. I liked the characters. Millie Alcock was a great Supergirl. Jason Momoa was a blast as Lobo. I'm genuinely excited to see where James Gunn takes this universe next. It wasn't perfect, but I walked out entertained, and that's a win in my book for a superhero movie.
Yep.
Heck
I
yeah.
agree.
No, for sure. If y'all haven't seen the Supergirl movie, I don't know what you're doing listening to this podcast, but you should definitely go check it out.
Unless you're going to go see Toy Story 5, like, again, I don't see why wouldn't you want to watch this movie? It's not that, it's not that bad.
No, it's
No,
fun.
it's solid.
Go watch it.
I'd recommend it.
Nice. I don't know if we have anything for
shit.
next week, to be honest. We might have to just
TBH.
might have to leave the audience guessing for next week, guys. Whatever y'all see next week, just know.
All right. Well, that was a good episode.
Yes, thank you guys for listening to this week's episode on the Supergirl movie. Also,
Thank you, Ben.
Special shout out to Ben for joining us on this episode. If you guys don't know Ben, go follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, go follow Ben. Be on the lookout for future things he's doing.
Yeah, guys. And if you guys enjoyed this episode, please make sure to leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Until then, it's been your boys.
Peace.
Nice.
Okay. Who wants to go?
Count us down.
You go.
3, 2, 1, clap. Wait, I was kind of fast there. Hold on. 3, 2, 1, clap. Okay. On my headphones, it sounds so delayed.
Yeah, okay. No, I kind of heard that. I was like, who's clapping last?
Nice. Okay. I can do the intro, and then Anthony, you could take us away with the synopsis.